What's up, guys? My name is Adriel Rivera, and I make music in my shed. Today, joined with me is somebody else who also makes music in my shed. He is I didn't think of this one. He is multi-billionaire Tegan James, aka Pres Washington, with me today.
Making. Multi-billionaire in the making.
Multi-billionaire co-host with me today. Today we're talking about my song So Close. We're breaking down the lyrics and music video. Last week we broke down the production of So Close, as well as looked over the original kind of demo and an instrumental that somebody else had made, which was pretty cool. Yeah, pretty dope. So before we get started though, how are you, Prez? How what'd you eat for breakfast?
What I eat for breakfast? Just a yogurt, some coffee. What about you?
Eggs and ham, but together scrambled with a tortilla.
There you go.
Good old classic Mexican, breakfast. My mom would make me that, so now I make it myself. And some coffee. We've talked about this before. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to uptake my protein. I'm on a cup right now, but I'm putting in a lot more protein. And I drank. Before the cut, I started drinking coffee again a lot more. But I would put in regular creamer and sugar. But now I figured out a life hack, little life hack. Putting in some higher protein, lower fat coffee. I have Fairlife in here. And then mixing that with a 0 calorie sugar. 60 calories, 7 grams of protein. That's a cheat code right there. Crazy. And it tastes the exact same.
Bro, that's almost a chicken thigh. You know what I mean? You're getting real. There. That's some real stuff there. Yeah, 60 calories, 7 grams of protein.
My breakfast this morning, I looked at the macros, I'm just that's a golden macro ratio. That's so awesome. So we're gonna look over the music video for So Close. Afterwards we'll break it down a little bit, but we're gonna be watching it together so that you guys get a refresher on it. And if you've never watched it before or heard the song before, if you're listening on the podcast without watching the video, then you'll be able to get context of what we're gonna be talking about. However, we're gonna be going over the music video right now. Let's get to it.
I was getting close, so close, but they hit on the nose when they said be careful. She might think you're cute today, but be wary of what she say. She can leave so easily. I was feeling close, so close, but guess I was the fool to think that we could go somewhere past the point of play. But of course you pulled away, girl, how dare you ruin me. I had to clean my room just for you to come over, but after everything I'm just that chip on your shoulder. I thought that we were real, darling. Tell me what's going on.
hands are cold. Boom.
There it is.
There's a music video. Oh man. Okay. I actually like I've not looked at this music video in like years at this point. I don't remember the last time I watched this. It's definitely when it comes to music videos, like I'll watch it through and all that, like when I'm making it, obviously. But after it goes up, like I tend to not look back at it like maybe once or twice, and then like after it goes up, and then afterwards I just kind of like leave it there.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't watched this in a long time, so it's funny to see it all again. It's almost like watching it for the first time again. And it's like it's so weird, like honestly, like seeing like myself like back then.
It is weird.
It's like, well, I mean, I just know like in my point in life back then, like things were just so different in terms of like my physical health, just like my career, and like just like so much, you know. And like it's funny, it's just funny looking at that. Like I know back then too, like I wasn't as good in shape as I am right now. I'm gonna get like I'm like I have still so much more fitness goals to go, because like I need to get in better shape in my opinion. But like from now to then, like then back then I was not in shape at all. And like I was jumping around and things like that, and it's like, well, one, I know for a fact like I'm not a good dancer. I wasn't a good dancer. I'm still not a good dancer, but I've gotten better at like looking at least a little better when dancing. I feel like, two, like, I mean, I was like dancing around like is like back then was hard, you know, like I mean, just being like bigger and things like that. Like it was really hard to like move around. Like for context, I was like 230 pounds back then, you know, like around that time I was like 230 or close to 230, you know, I was in the 220s, like high 220s, close to 230.
I remember those days.
Yeah,
man.
right.
I was there, man. I was there with you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and like now I'm like 190s. You know? So I mean, I got down to 180. Like there was this whole like, you know, like really, I was really in it for a moment, and I got down. Like I was so close to hitting the 170s, didn't get there. But anyway, regardless of like working out and stuff like that, like yeah, like, moving around and just being more mobile and stuff like that, it was so much harder back then than it is now. It's like so much has changed, as well as just like my production value, you know, like my music videos now, like I know so much more about cinematography, like lighting, and how to make a good music video, that looking back at this, it's like, dang, I can make so much more, like so much higher quality music videos at this point, you know. But like I will give myself some leeway and say that when I made this music video, one of the reasons why it's not like the highest quality it could have been is because it was kind of rushed, because I realized how good the song was performing, and I was like, I need to make a music video for the song if it's performing this well. And so that's what I did.
That's what you did. And
before we get into your questions that I have, a little backstory too, or like just like a nice, or a little extra to throw in there. Excuse me, we're burping again on the podcast. Like when I released this music video, it was on my Show Your Genius channel, and this was before I made the split into having two different channels, one for specifically just my music and one for the tutorials. And so this was on that channel with tutorials and the music, and it got up to like 9,000 something views. I mean, the audio itself had over like 10K, like, so it was doing really well on just audio. And then like in the music video aspect of it, it had like close to 9,000 before I moved it over to this channel. And so unfortunately, like 100, like over 100 comments, like, you know, 9,000 views, it was like performing really well. And like it sucks that I couldn't move all that over to this channel, so because I had to re-upload this video. But even having re-uploaded it, when I moved it over to this channel, it's still my most viewed video on this channel with like 6,000 views. And like consistently, like it consistently brings in more people, you know. So like this song is overall, like this is why I mentioned in the last podcast that I feel like it's my most like popular song. Because the numbers show that it constantly brings in new people, which is awesome to see. And one more thing, or did you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, like, the views that you have on the videos that you brought over is like, it's still crazy to me how many views that those have. Even though, like, did you just like post them all on the same day or something? Like you just uploaded them all and that was that?
Yeah, right, exactly. All like the songs that I started releasing ever since I did the once a month thing. Those are all the songs that I moved over to this channel. And including that duct tape music video that I made. So like that has a little special slot that I threw it on here too. I was trying to move the Runnin' music video, but I couldn't find the original file, and it would have been like crazy low quality if I put it on here.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have. Maybe, but that was Runnin's an old music video, old song. Like that's like. Maybe I should still have it on the story. We'll see. We'll see what I do.
That's crazy.
But I wanted to say that when I made this music video, I filmed it in 30 frames per second because at the time, we even had this conversation before getting on the podcast about frame rates and like shutter speed and all that. The camera that I had at this time, weird camera because it could only shoot 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. I couldn't go to 24 frames per second without being in 4K. But then if I was in 4K, I couldn't do 60 frames per second. So I wanted to have some slow motion shots.
Yeah.
So I needed to film in 1080p with 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second. But I couldn't go down to 24. And 24 frames per second is when it looks the most cinematic and like least choppy.
Yeah.
If you have it at 30 frames per second, like it's a smoother look, but not in a good way. Like there's like it feels weird. You don't feel like you're watching like when you watch a movie, there's like a certain look to it.
Yeah.
And like 30 frames per second looks like more of like a vlog.
Yeah.
And so at the time though, I didn't feel like it was gonna make much of a difference. So I uploaded it to my old channel, or not old channel, but my Show Your Genius channel at 30 frames per second. And I didn't like how it ended up looking, but like I already had uploaded it and things like that, and like I just accepted it as is. But when I made the new channel and had to move everything over, I took the opportunity to change this to 24 frames per second, so it looks slightly better at least, you know. And
there you go.
And I'm glad that I did that.
Yeah,
because I think it improved the music video without even having to like re-record anything.
Shout out So Close, man.
Thank you.
Wow, what a video. Yeah, I didn't actually write this question down, but I just thought of it when you were talking about it. But
yeah,
is it like how does it feel to watch this and like knowing the state that you were in and knowing that this is what started it all? Like looking back, like does it make you nostalgic? Like can you put yourself in that moment where you're like, oh yeah, I gotta make the music video, like let's do this? And like did you know at the time that, you know, this was gonna go on to be your most popular?
No, I did not. I didn't think so at all. Like it surprised me how well that this song was doing. I got a lot of good feedback from like the people that I showed before I uploaded, like my dad, my ex, like when she listened to it, like she thought it was really good too. So like a lot of people really thought like this was a really good song.
Yeah.
But then again, like, you know, I always think that every song I release is really good, and even when people say that the songs that I release are really good, I never see like great performance or never saw a great performance. You know, like what as an artist, you like when you first starting off, you think every song you upload is gonna be the banger, like the one that blows up.
Yeah.
You know, but then when you keep uploading, you start to slowly realize that that's never the case. And so you accept that, like, even if a song is really good and people say it's really good, it's probably not gonna do the numbers that like you would have it expected. So your standards lower. You know, because now you know, like, what you've been in the game for a little bit, you can expect that, like, not everything's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
So when something does finally start to blow up, it's so crazy. It's like such a like an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I remember like when I started running the ads for this, and like all like this is the best performing campaign that I've done, and I'm so mad that I didn't keep it running. I closed it after like spending $200 on it. Do you know how crazy that is? A $200 campaign led to like over 1 million streams.
Yeah.
Not 1 million streams coming from that campaign specifically,
right,
but like
right.
Like the people that brought in such good data that it got that song pushed in the algorithm. Yeah. Anyway, regardless of that, like I'm so mad that I didn't continue that campaign. I closed it off at $200, but then again, also knowing what I knew back then, like I can't blame myself because I was like broke. Like legitimately like broke, like was barely making any income on a consistent basis. I was just afraid that I was not gonna have any money.
Yeah,
you know, but it was the only campaign that I ran that was actually making me money.
And you talk about that campaign all the time. Like you always talk about how pissed you are that you turned it off.
I am, because like because I learned after you know, after the moment had already passed, I learned that you're never supposed to do that, which makes sense. Obviously, if something is making money, why would you stop it?
Yeah.
You know, but regardless, you live and you learn.
Yep.
You know, I'm still really proud of the campaign, really proud of like the results of it. And as the traction was coming in, and I really went from like 9,000, like a few thousand to like 9,000, and then like 15,000, like 18,000. You know, it was like my listener base was growing so much on Spotify. I was like, I have to make this music video, and like I knocked it out in a few days. I called up, like, I think I called up multiple people to help me, like, to see who was available to do it as soon as possible. I might have called you, or I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, but I called my friend Josh, and Josh helped me record this video. He saw at the end of his credits, that his name was there. Shout out Josh Ambrosio, love you, man. Thank you so much for helping me. But yeah, like that I remember like just trying to get it recorded and finished as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And I didn't even like remember like thinking like this, because I wasn't 100% satisfied with this video, but I was like, I can't make it perfect. It just needs to come out, you know, because like I need to have something out there. And I mean, I was excited. It was like I was so excited.
And I was gonna mention that it seems a lot more like just point and shoot than your other music videos, or your music videos like now and currently, because I've worked on a majority of your music. I think a majority, probably like half or something.
You definitely worked on like most of my projects.
Yeah, and you normally come really prepared with a like kind of the vibe of the video, like what you're going for, what shots you want, how you want to color grade it afterwards, like all of that type of stuff. Yeah. And there's normally like a lot of like pre-production that goes into it. And this seemed very point and shoot. I was going to ask why, but and then you've talked about how you had to rush it out.
Exactly.
So instead I'll ask, do you prefer when it was like this, or do you like how you do music videos now? Like, was it easier to just wake up and just like, let's just go shoot a music video, we're gonna shoot it in my backyard, we're gonna shoot some shots in my room? Or do you like the big grand, like, okay, this shot has to be set up like this and blah blah blah?
That's a good question. I mean, like, no, okay, well, I think I could say pretty confidently that I prefer my music videos now.
Yeah.
You know, like they're so much better now. But it's also because of all the extra work that I put in to make them better.
Right.
You know, and although that extra work is stressful, the product is so much more rewarding because it looks better. But then it also makes it like more like crushing when you put in the pre-production and it doesn't look the way you want it to. You know.
It's true.
But I've gotten a lot better with like cinematography, you know, and like coming up with these ideas that like I'm pretty proud with, like the music videos I come out with, especially with like the new camera like that we're recording this podcast with, the Sony FX30. I love this camera. I mean, it's not new at this point. I think it's a year old. Like we got this a year ago. You know, I got it a year ago, but we use it like both the same amount basically.
Yeah, I want y'all to know like it's his camera. Okay,
it's my camera, but he like uses it for his music videos too. And your music videos, like, I mean, you even said your brother was just like pointing out how good your music videos look.
Thank you. Somebody actually, like, people ask me all the time what camera it is. Yeah, like I get DMs and stuff, and I tell people. Yeah,
so you remember it off the top of your head at this point? That's dope. But like, I will say it's not about the camera too, though. I mean, like, camera does like it makes a huge difference, but like other music videos I've done with the older camera, and they look really good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's all about, it's the artist, not the painter, or not the painter. What the heck am I saying? It's the artist and not the brush.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, it's what you know, not what you have. And so like, I only upgraded this camera after I had like the foundation to make good videos, because with the camera they come out even better now at this point. You know, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, so to go back to the whole question though, getting a little bit off topic, I do prefer what I do now and how it comes out now. The only thing is that like it's so much effort, and it's like little reward in terms of audience growth and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, over time, like, it's really good to have the content, because people will go into your catalog, look back at what you've done before, and it's just good things to have so that people can like just build more of a relationship with you.
Yeah.
If you have a back catalog of content. But at the same time, it's a lot of effort for like little return. You're losing money on making music videos, even if you do it yourself. Time and money. It's like, you know, that's why we're doing this podcast, because this consistent content that we can put out is in my opinion much more worth than one music video a month.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of effort.
And that's crazy. It's crazy. But like for some reason, as artists, I don't know what it is, but music videos feel so cool.
They do. Well, because it's art and we're artists. That's,
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so cool. And they are cool. I mean, like, I like making music videos. I don't watch a lot of music videos, I will say, unless it's from artists that like I really like. But the amount of music videos I consumed in like the last year, it's like close to zero. I don't remember any music videos that I've watched this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about a Drake music video not too long ago, right? That it looked like a whole movie.
You should watch it. You should watch it. It's like a movie budget type thing.
That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, when you get up there, when you have like the backing of a label and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know what the label's plans are with that. Like, I've never been under a huge label. I've never talked to somebody that's that big that's under a label. So like, I can't, pretend that I know why they do it.
Yeah.
I would assume they spend a lot of money on it. I wonder how they make the return. Like, because there's people behind the scenes, like, they gotta be budgeting for this stuff, and like,
yeah,
so.
See, the thing is though, also when you're that big, it doesn't necessarily need to make a return.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just Drake and J. Cole, and you're like, you know what? Let's just do something cool for the culture, for real.
Right. You're trying to make a viral moment. Well, you're trying to make a cultural moment.
Right.
That, like, and that's actually like what I've heard from people, is that when it comes to the music industry, like, they're really good at making people look bigger than they are. It's all about like when you get to the more mainstream artists, it's about building the brand and like making it feel like they're this big artist that everybody knows. And I'm assuming music videos that are that big in budget are probably part of that process.
Yeah. Very, very true. Very true. And so outside of that, I have one other question about the video.
Yeah.
What the hell made you get in a shopping cart?
Dude, I don't know. I wanted to do some like goofy stuff. I've always been a goofy person.
Like, was that the plan? Like, were you like, all right, let's go to Walmart and I get in a shopping cart? Or was the plan like, let's go to Walmart and see what happens?
I think it was, if I remember quick, because this is years ago, so I don't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure it was like, let's go to Walmart and get in a shopping cart. Like, I had that idea in my head, because it's not like I didn't have any idea when I was going into this music video. I did kind of plan it a little bit, like being on top of that pallet with like the chair and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like I knew I wanted to do something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the whole getting in the shopping cart, going to Walmart, that was like the move. And what's funny too is that I was in front of the LA Fitness, now it's called Esporta, but the LA Fitness parking lot, like in that little road there, like I was dancing around. I mean, I went there like just because it was like a cool location that I felt like, it was empty, nobody would bother us.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that there was a gym there, and then like a few years later, that was the gym that I would go to with my brother. It's just, like, again, going back to the whole, I don't know, it's just it's cool.
I really actually like I actually really like that shot. Let's see, like this right here.
Yeah,
dude, like.
And for context, for people that are watching, it's like a shot of me on a pallet, or not that are not watching, but that are listening. It's a shot of me on a like a wooden pallet with a chair playing the guitar in the snow in my backyard.
Yeah, like right out there. But this right here, I like how stoic you look. Like, just seeing you and just when you're just staring at the camera and just singing and doing your guitar thing. I don't know, something about that. It felt nice.
What does stoic mean? Like
stoic is like, I don't think apathetic, but almost apathetic, like not having the emotions and like just being more stern and contained rather than like outwardly showing emotions.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So you're just staring at the camera like, I can't read you. Like, I don't know what he's thinking right now.
Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah. Actually, now that you like put this in front of me, like this shot, you notice my outfit?
What do you mean, do I notice it?
So, okay. Well, back before I started these new cover arts, what I would do with the older cover arts is I would wear the exact same outfit. Like, I would draw myself in the exact same outfit.
Yeah.
And when it came to this music video, I finally like bought the clothes, because I didn't even have these clothes that matched that outfit. I just liked the color of like a yellow sweater, yellow shoes. I thought it was a cool outfit to draw. And so when it came to the music video, I was like, I had to wear this outfit. Like I have to get an outfit that's like this. So I bought yellow shoes. I bought a yellow sweater. I mean, I had the black pants. Like everybody has like black pants, right? So I put that on. But yeah, I wanted to match my cover arts because I just felt like then it would bring it full circle. You know?
And it's very cool. It's very cool.
Thank you. And then when it finally came to drawing the cover art for my collection of singles, I'll See You There, like at the end of like that first project after like a year of releasing every 25th, like or a song a month on the 25th, I wore that outfit again for the cover art and like took a picture and then like painted that. Yeah. You know, and like I'm glad that I got this outfit at that time because then I had it there to like again bring it full circle with all those I'm really proud of that.
What a time. So close.
Yeah.
So close.
That's
all I have for the video. Okay. Do you want to dive into the lyrics?
Let's dive into the lyrics. Let's do it.
Lyric time. All right.
I'm ready.
So, in general, is this about a specific experience or just more of like a story?
This is more of a story. Back then, I didn't experience heartbreak, right? Like
he was young back then, naive.
Young and naive. I really didn't know what heartbreak was until like, you know, like a year after that. But like I knew what I knew of heartbreak. I mean, not that like I had the experiences of heartbreak in different settings, as in like, you know, like small crushes back in like middle school and high school. You know, it's like that was my experience of heartbreak, and I was just assuming at this point when I was writing the song, you know, I'd never been in a situation like this before. Still haven't really in this specific kind of situation. I haven't experienced this necessarily, I wouldn't say, but so it was really just like a story that I wrote, but it's interesting because even like a story resonates with a lot of people. You know, like I've read comments that are like, this is you just described what I'm kind of like feeling or going through right now, and I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
I mean, that's music. Music. I think it's fine to tell a story in your songs. It doesn't necessarily have to be like your most crushing emotional experience or whatever. Like you told a story, that story resonates with people, therefore a good song. Like, it's that simple,
right?
You know?
Exactly.
So great job with that.
Thank you.
So girl, how dare you ruin me? Like when you said that, we felt that. We felt that. Like that's a hard line.
Thank you.
Like how dare you do that? I just wanted to say that. Oh, actually, also, I had to clean my room just for you to come over.
Yeah, a lot of people really like that line.
Yeah, because we all do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because when I showed my dad this song, he thought it was. He pointed out and he thought it was kind of goofy. I mean, he laughed at it, but like not because he thought it was. Well, at least this is what I'm assuming. So sorry for putting words in your mouth, but that's what I call my dad, by the way, for context. But he would like. He laughed at it because I'm pretty sure he thought it was just like it was kind of goofy. Like that's a weird thing to say in a song. Yeah. But in my opinion, it's like, well, like I'm like at the time, I was like 19 at the time, so I'm like that's what I do. Like I do like if I were like that's what I would do. You know, if I had somebody coming over, I would clean my room. And plus, my room is like hella messy most of the time. I mean, now I'm getting better at it, but back then it's so messy. Yeah. Like you could see, I was cleaning. Like that was my room, and I was cleaning it. I didn't have to make it look messy, bro. It was already messy.
That wasn't set decoration.
Yeah, right. It was just messy, man. So like I said that because like I felt like it was just very relevant to like just me. Yeah. You know? And a lot of people have like pointed that line out, saying that it's like, you know, one of their favorites. Yeah. I can specifically remember moments that people like, you know, pointed that out. Because they're like, relatable, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I think that's so real for like just our age group. Like I think, you know, from when you start dating, like let's say teens or whatever, like up through, I don't know if there's an age limit on it, but I feel like especially earlier on, like that's what happens. Like somebody's coming over that you want to impress, and you're like, okay, well, I gotta clean up my room now. Exactly, you know? And that's the only reason that you do it. Exactly. Otherwise, it's not happening. Right? Yeah. Somebody's coming over. Yeah. Gotta get the room cleaned up.
You know. Yeah. And I love how like, you know, looking at it now, like the song, it feels like it's like I'm making it sound like such a burden to have done that. Like, oh, I had to clean my room just for you to come over. But after everything, like, it's like, it's funny. It's funny. But I'm glad that I kept that line in.
Yeah, I also I read in this book Contagious, they talk about I forgot how they worded it, but basically just like relating things to other things that naturally come up. And so like just by saying I had to clean my room just for you to come over is like when I be cleaning my room, like sometimes something like this comes into my head. I'm like, yes, so close. I remember that. Like, what a song.
That
you know
makes
what
sense.
I mean?
Yeah.
Or like whenever we say so close, like whenever somebody says something so close around you, like they be bringing up the song.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And so kudos to you for that stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. So right here, you say, she'll treat you like you're something worth her time. She'll make you feel inclined to spend your dime. But then she'll say, I'm not yours and you're not mine. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
And so I said, ouch. That shit hurted.
I say ooh. Did you say ooh?
I mean, I don't know if I said ooh, but not yet. I said, since this could happen at any point with anyone, give us some relationship advice, man.
In terms of like advice on what?
Good question. She'll make you feel inclined to spend your dime, and she'll say, I'm not yours and you're not mine. Well, never mind. Okay, I don't know. We could just move on. I guess that was just a bad question. Like, I don't know what my mental state was when I wrote this. I wrote this yesterday morning, like bright and early, like tapped in. But can you explain the Spanish part?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I copied it there, so you can read it if you need.
No, I got it. Tu beso es veneno, pero aún te quiero. So basically, translated. Oh well, ya no tengo dinero. I forgot that I said more. Me hiciste gastarlo y me dices nada te debo, pero estás equivocada. Right. So first of all, just so it don't get misconstrued, or it doesn't get misconstrued, I'm not 100% fluent in Spanish. I am Mexican and Salvadoran. So, like, I've been around Spanish my entire life, but, like, I never, like, caught on to it when I was little. And my parents never forced me to speak Spanish. Sorry, I was, like, scooting my chair and probably looked a little weird. But, yeah, they never forced me to speak Spanish. They say it's because I was too stubborn. But I was a kid, bro. I don't even remember that. I don't remember being stubborn about not wanting to learn Spanish. So, anyway, I'm learning on my own. You can only blame so much, but at some point you have to start doing it yourself. So putting Spanish in my songs is one of the things that I've been doing a lot more, and like just like listening to a lot more Spanish music.
Yeah.
Back then, not as much, but like now especially. And so I'm becoming more fluent, and I love the language. And so what this translates to is your kiss is venom, but I still want it, or like I still want it. And now like I don't have any money. You made me spend it all, and you say that you don't owe me anything, but you're wrong, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what it translates to. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I just threw in Spanish there because I kind of felt like it, and I like putting in Spanish, especially back then, because I thought it was cool, especially like with my dad and stuff. My dad thinks it's pretty cool when I throw in some Spanish in there and stuff. So I'm gonna do this for low key. I was kind of thinking I'm gonna do this for my dad. I want him to think this is pretty cool, so I did it. But a lot of people like that too, though, which is interesting. Like doing what I noticed is that like a lot of my like quote unquote like bilingual songs where like there'll be English and Spanish in it. A lot of those tend to do like decent. A lot of people like those. And so I've gotten like a good Spanish speaking audience. A little like I can see that there's definitely a lot of people that speak Spanish that will listen to my music, which is cool.
That is cool.
I love that. Excuse me. The burps.
Hey, man, it happens. It happens. Yeah, Spanish parts are cool, man.
Thank you. But yeah, so that's the translation.
Cool. Well, thank you. That was what I needed from So Close.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
So, it is now time for Quote of the Week.
I wonder when I'm going to stop forgetting.
Right? Bro.
Every time, and then you bring it up, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got Quote of the Week.
Yeah.
All right. You go first or I go first? What's the deal right now? What are we doing?
It's up to you.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So the quote we got today is from Kyle Circa Lemaire. He goes by Circa. That's like a nickname. And he's the owner of Entrepreneur, right? He has this podcast called Creative Juice, where he talks about the music industry and like how to become like a full-time musician through building a business rather than like just like chasing streams or stuff like that. Like actually building revenue, like in a consistent income that you can rely on.
Yeah.
So love this dude. Love the podcast. Love the people on that podcast. Shout out Creative Juice. But what he said in one of his podcasts where they were talking about like, you know, where sometimes people make music or not music videos, YouTube videos of like a Spotify growth hack or like things like the hack, right?
Yeah.
What he said was if the hack existed, it wouldn't exist. And like so basically meaning that if there was a hack, everybody would have known about it already. And therefore, if everybody knew about it and they used it, then it wouldn't be a hack.
That wouldn't be a hack.
It would just be standard. Like,
yeah, it's just what you do.
It's just what you do. It's just the business. And so, yeah.
No, it's good. I like that. It's true. It's true.
It is true.
All right. My quote of the day is I don't remember when I referenced this book, but I referenced this book in one of the last episodes, and it's the second book in the series. But a dude in it says, "A fool pulls the leaves, a brute chops the trunk, a sage digs the roots." And I like that because you think a fool, like, you know, pulling the leaves off a tree, a brute is just going to go and chop that thing down. But somebody who's smart, a sage, who's wise beyond their years, is going to go dig up the roots to remove the entire things. Otherwise, it's just going to grow back. And I also like that to apply to growing as well. Like, I think a fool may focus on growing, like, the leaves, meaning, like, vanity metrics or something.
Yeah.
A brute might just, you know, pull up and try to get some sort of a head start, use some sort of hack or whatever. But a sage is going to pull up, plant those seeds deep in the ground, let that tree grow from down there, sprout into something beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you.
But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I wonder what the context was what that was for that. Like, what was the book talking about?
I think they were arguing, and somebody was trying to do something like that solved the surface level problem. And then this dude is the like, he's the big guy. He's the big guy on Mars. Actually, we're on Mars.
Dang.
He's the big guy on Mars, and so he was like,
they got trees on Mars.
Maybe they do at this point. Maybe they do at this point.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think they were just arguing, and he was like, "Nah, you're being dumb. You're being dumb. We're gonna get the problem from the roots."
Makes sense.
But yeah,
I like that. What is a sage?
A sage? So I looked it up. I looked it up in context, and I think it's just like a wise person.
Interesting.
Like a wise person.
Are you a sage?
Am I a sage?
Yeah. Sage Pres.
I don't think I'm a sage. No.
Okay.
Do I think, like, am I wise at times? Sure. You know? But nah, I ain't a sage. But I'm also not a fool or a brute. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Are you a sage?
That's a good question. I don't think so. But I try to be. I try to get to the sage level. I'm not even a brute yet, bro. I'm just a fool, I guess.
I was just grabbing at the leaves.
Hey, but we'll get there. I'm like I said, I'm on that cut with like protein. Got that protein in me.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a brute eventually. We'll get there. Hell yeah.
Huge.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this episode, please feel free to subscribe or follow wherever you get your podcasts. Next episode, shoot, what are we talking about next episode? The next song, which I won't spoil at this point. We'll get back to you on that. So make sure you join us next week on I Make Music in My Shed. See ya.